Hey all, it's David Ducker coming back at you, and today I'm going to be doing a requested video. Someone on the forums was asking, can you talk about just general role-playing advice, how to be a great role player? And sure, I can do that. So advice for new role players. I've done one for new players. This is going to be pretty similar, just a little bit different. So my advice would be Prometheus, and not the terrible Ridley Scott movie, but the Greek Titan, whose name means forethought. Think ahead, and the role playing will be so much easier for you. So the three rules of role playing for a player are going to be: make a character, get in character, stay in character. These are the rules set down by the main man himself, chief of the barbarian horde. So, that's a shout out to Ander Wood. Go check his channel out, Wood, WWAD, What Would Ander Do? He's got a lot of great RPG videos out as well. Those are his 3 laws to make the RPG robot, the android or the gynoid of your mind and of your table. And if you have a gynoid on your table, send me a picture. But those are the 3 rules. So if you're new, you want to spend most of your time, even if you're not new, I think you want to spend most of your time thinking about just make that character. You want to make the character so detailed that anytime a situation comes up, you pretty much know how that character would react. So you want to think about things like, first of all, make his generic character sheet. And I did a video on that already, but his appearance, his personality, his history, his goals, allies, enemies, if he has unique biology, his fighting style. So you want to detail all these things out. So I like to go down and I'll make that, and then I'll let it sit for a couple days or a week, and I'll come back to it and I'll go through it again with a fresh mind, and I'll reread it, and then I'll flesh out details I missed the first time. And I'll send it to my GM the first time, and he'll send me feedback and questions. And so when I do it the second time, I'll put his stuff in and my new stuff as well, and it gets really, really detailed. So that way, if you meet someone and they engage in basic small talk with you, like, oh, what does your name mean? Or, oh, who are your parents? Where are you from? Where did you learn your trade? I see that you're wearing a Alduri dueling sword. Where did you get that? Do you know how to use it? Do you know what it is? Who is your Alduri dueling master, your fencing instructor? Which style of swordplay do you practice? What's your favorite food? Which god do you worship? All these things that are just kind of small talk. These are the things that you would ask someone like the first time you meet them, if you're trying to get to know them. And if you have enough detail written there, the small talk won't be a problem. You'll be able to answer in character. You can say, oh, what would this person do? What would he say? Would he lie? If he were born to some peasants, but he's all garbed like a noble, he might lie about his heritage. And then you can get that level of depth into him, where you have to balance the truth versus the lies. And that could be so much fun. So of course, in order to do a lot of those things, you need his appearance worked out very well. You need to, when you meet someone, say, oh, I'm garbed in a noble fashion, and I have an Alduri dueling sword, my hair is oiled back, and I'm wearing a poofy hat though off to one side with a big feather, and I have rings of bronze on my fingers set with opals, and my garb is sable and has some bronze colored paneling, so maybe some leather paneling offsetting it. There's a sigil on my breast in thread of gold, perhaps, and the sigil is actually a winged badger, which is the sigil of my house, the winged badger of House Silmaril, and that is why I am Kenneth Silmaril. And I'm, of course, half elven. You can tell this by my ear being pointed up on either side. Or perhaps I have one elven ear and one human ear, and I'm half elven. You know, whatever you want to do. And, you know, that can say a lot about you. You can say the bronze might signify you're less wealthy, as would maybe the opals. But the sable might signify that you're from a northern climate, or that you like to hunt, or that your family is involved with one of those things, or both. You know, of course, the winged badger, that could have some mythological significance in your world. The dueling sword says something about you. The feather, it all says something about you. So you really need to take care in constructing your character's appearance, because the character himself will, you know, he'll take care in constructing his appearance, or his circumstances will dictate his appearance. So you can infer one from the other. Yeah, so you got his history to talk about him. You've got the appearance to describe him. Of course, his fighting style, if he gets in a fight, that's always good to have. All of the places he's been. For the GM, that's world building. Send that to the GM. The people he knows, you know, his parents, his tutors, his allies, his enemies, his friends, his sisters, his brothers, his local parish priest. You might love that guy, or you might hate him. Send that to the GM. And then you've got this really, you know, when it's constructed really well, it's kind of foolproof. And especially you get that section on personality. So you know where he's from, where he wants to go, who he knows, where he's been, what's happened to him, what he looks like. But then I'll look at his personality. Because, you know, one person from a cruel family life might become cruel himself. Another person might be determined not to become cruel. So even the same circumstance can give rise to a different personality trait. Or, you know, if he's wealthy, he might care about money, or he might not care about money. If his father is a priest, he might be pious, or he might be incredibly impious. You know, the same circumstance can really have different effects. And that's why you can get things like his best friend, who grew up with him, is completely different from him. You know, and maybe that's his rival, his arch enemy, perhaps. Or maybe they're still friends, and the circumstance will force them to fight anyways. And that can be a great story. And these are stories that you're generating for your GM that he doesn't have to. And you just send those to the GM. But once you've got the character made, actually role-playing him is not going to be that big a deal if you took that time to make him properly. To make him so well that you know how he would respond. And there's some fictional characters you can look at, and you've read enough of them that you know how they'd respond. Some people I've met have done like the DC superhero game, and they love DC comics, and they'll be GMing, and they'll be playing Batman, and they know exactly what Batman would say to everything. They know everything about Batman, or Superman. They know exactly how Superman would respond to each situation, because the character in the comics is so well developed. So that's pretty much my advice for new role players, is just do a lot of prep. If you're concerned that you can't do it on the fly and just feel it and get it flowing and make it up as you go along and have it be good, if there's any doubt about that, do prep. Prepare yourself to be excellent. Don't, you know, for me, I probably still would do this, but I don't necessarily need to. I can come into a one-shot and make a character on the fly, and he'll be awesome. And that can be fun, but if it requires the skill. So if you're new, just do the prep up front, and then you won't have any problems. That's going to be my advice. It's really basic stuff. Just think ahead. Prometheus, son. So let me know if you have advice for new players that I didn't give, or if you are a new player and you have any other questions, shoot me a question, or check out other videos, leave questions all over the place. I love to talk to peeps. But until I see you next time, good day and good game.